Hey everyone, it's Calvin here. Thanks for checking out the video on this fine evening. Today is Thursday, April 18th, Thursday 2013. Let's get right into the charts, guys. Let's start off by looking at the SPY. I believe in my last video I called out a potential head and shoulder top. That failed when we broke this high, but it does look like we're actually forming kind of a double-headed shoulder here as a left shoulder and a head. And I'm calling for a bounce on Friday to form this next right shoulder over the next few weeks. Let's see if that comes into play. Right now, that's what I'm showing. This 20, it's starting to slope down a little bit right here. So whenever this moving average starts to come down, that could be an early sign that this trend might be taking a pause or could be resuming a different trend. But we'll just see how that all plays out. We also have a time count coming into play right at this neckline, potential neckline right here. If you connect these lows from previous weeks with this low, could be forming a head and shoulder pattern. Let's see how that all plays out. In a bigger time frame as well, that's what I'm looking for, as well as this market is very prone to pullback. Off this 2009 low, we've already made 3 peaks. This could be the 3rd peak, and usually a 3rd peak is when you get the bigger correction. So let's see if that plays out. We didn't tag this trend line exactly, but pretty close here. So let's see if this is the next kind of move down in the markets. But I am anticipating a nice fall correction into June summer. So let's see how that all plays out. Right now, that is looking pretty decent. If you look at the daily chart, look at these sell-off candles. Look how big these volume is. And see how the volume is so little on the up days, but on this sell-off, that's telling you that there's institution selling going on with these high bars, over 200 shares traded. It looks like the big boys are trying to distribute to the public here. Let's go look at another chart here. Let's look at the IWM, and it does look like the IWM is hitting perhaps support here at this pivots. You could make a case that this is a head and shoulder as well, but you don't have a great right shoulder, so you can't make much out of it. But just just have to be aware of that, and that's what I'm seeing on the IWM right now. Let's look at the Qs right now. Qs, Apple's been really weak, so that's why you're seeing a really the Q is getting decimated right into the 200-day moving average. So that's going to be some solid support, and that's the reason why I'm anticipating for a nice little, maybe a dead cat bounce, maybe into the next few weeks, or this should be short-term support. Okay, the 200, even though it's been hammered quite a few times, it's still kind of holding this trend line here, but it looks like it did kind of break it, so we're gonna have to see how it all plays out. You can make a case that you connect the next higher low pivot here and connect that, and it's kind of breaking down here. But this could be one inside bar pattern, one big inside bar pattern. If you break it down into a bigger time frame, that's all that is just a one stiff bar down and inside bar is coming in with a reverse of bearish retracement. Let's see. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can clearly see it on the monthly chart. As long as it stays below the high of this bar on the monthly chart, it's still in a bearish scenario. And you also have time count inside as well. These time counts are so important, guys. Many times the market will move in a series of numbers, and what I'm seeing, there is a time count right here built in, and it could be due for another additional leg supplementary move with a nice big red bar. That's what you see. That's how you measure moves off these big red bars and green bars too if they're green. Let's look at Apple. Apple is it's very weak, obviously, breaking the $400 level. I've been calling this for a long time now. If it breaks this line here, it's going to go next level. I call 390, and he's take a pit stop at 390. That's sure enough. That's the measured move off this 1, 2, 3 wave zigzag pattern, ABC pattern. So that's coming out beautifully. I've been calling out the spot where I'm looking to go long is anywhere between anywhere in this level. Okay, guys, 360 appears of the 200-week moving average. You also have on the monthly chart the 50-month moving average, so that's going to be good support for long term. I think it's due for a bounce. I mean, the uptrend is still intact on the bigger time frame. A lot of people miss the bigger time frames, guys, but on a monthly chart, it's still in an uptrend. It's still above the 20. So unless it breaks this, it's going to go to the 200 month, okay, and way back in the 200s. But I believe that's the worst case scenario. It hits 200 from there. That's a no-brainer buy because that was where the breakout was right here, guys. This is where where it broke out. So if it gets back to that breakout point, whoa, you'll be buying with both hands at the $200 level with the 75% retrace. That's kind of what Google did as well. It just needed some consolidation, and it's just pulling back right now. It could be just a correction right now, but everyone is running for the door right now. Let's look at Google really quick. You can see what I'm talking about. You can see Google made a 75% retracement as it before it attacked to new highs again. Look at this run up in 2007, and you got that pullback all the way to the 75% retracement, and look at it since. Now, I'm not saying Apple's going to do that, but that's just one case scenario. This was also a 1, 2, 3 zigzag pattern, and the measured move came out directly, exactly to 75% retracement. So if you guys put all these patterns together, targets, Fibonacci's together, you can really draw some good risk-reward trades and really knock it out of the ballpark. Let's look at Google. Google reported earnings after the bell today. Made a nice little fake out, went up to almost 800, but then pulled back. So we have to see how that all plays out. It already had a nice run up into new highs here, so I'm not surprised to see a pullback here. Let's see if they can draw a trend line here. Kind of broke it here. But if you go to the bigger time frames, I believe it is sitting at support and right there. So you guys, you got to look at all time frames. See, in the bigger time frame, it is still holding the 20 week moving average. So this is still an uptrend here, so nothing wrong with Google at the moment. But like one thing, you never want to touch earnings because it's always a wild card. Is there anything else I want to look at really quick? I just want to do a quick update for the evening, guys, before I head off and do my activities for the day. Pretty decent right here on looks like Amazon. It's still holding the 200. Ultimately, I think it has to test that. But ultimately, it's a weak showing on Amazon here. The moving averages are starting to curl down now. So right now, it's just consolidation right now in a range. Not much to do here. If it starts to fall, we'll start looking for levels to buy it. But right now, nothing much to do on Amazon. I did sell some puts and calls on the SPY beautifully. I'll go over that tomorrow, guys, but pretty much nailing it. Whenever we had a drop, I sold puts. When it popped, I sold calls. And it's just been working out beautifully. Just been nailing it each day. As the market moves. Okay, guys. So I just want to do a quick video, guys, update, see where I'm at here. I will update you guys tomorrow with the trades I did, but that's what I'm seeing for the most part at the moment. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for checking out the video. Look for more videos to come. See you guys later.